The unspoiled shores of St. Marie sprawled before me as I polished the marble edges of the infinity pool. My sister Amanda reclined on a sleek chaise lounge, martini in hand, while her husband Bradley blustered into his phone about yet another massive business deal. "Elena dear," Amanda called out, mistaking me for their usual housekeeper. "Please refill my drink. And try not to splash pool water everywhere this time." I adjusted the borrowed uniform, suppressing a grin. Beneath the wide-brimmed hat and sunglasses, they still hadn't recognized me. Their wayward tech sister who'd squandered her inheritance on a startup instead of chasing prime real estate like they did. "Right away, madam," I replied in a hushed tone, disguising my voice as I had all week. Their sprawling beach house, their crowning achievement, was among the grandest on St. Marie. They'd snapped it up last year, crowing endlessly about owning a slice of this elite island. If only they knew what I'd been quietly orchestrating while they toasted their purchase. "Bradley, darling," Amanda purred. "When will they reveal the island's new owner?" The club's buzzing with anticipation. "Any day now," he said, hanging up. "Some tech billionaire bought the whole place. Probably another reclusive geek who'll hole up in a mansion and avoid high society." I stifled a chuckle as I mixed Amanda's martini. My phone vibrated discreetly in my pocket. An update from my team about the infrastructure upgrades we'd been covertly planning for St. Marie. "The staff these days," Amanda sighed as I handed her the drink. "This replacement for Elena is passable, I suppose, but she doesn't quite know her place." "The help isn't what it used to be," Bradley chimed in. "Remember your sister's visits? Always prattling about her little tech venture instead of smart investments like this house." I moved to adjust the sunshades, their old jabs echoing in my mind. How they'd ridiculed my dreams, dismissed my ambitions, and scoffed at my focus on tech over their social ladder. My phone buzzed again. The governor's announcement was set for tomorrow. Soon, the world would know their prized beach house was just a small piece of my grander vision. "At least we bought here before the prices skyrocketed," Amanda mused. "This house will be worth a fortune once the new owner starts developing the island." If she only knew those plans were already on my laptop, tucked away in the staff quarters where they'd insisted I stay. "Speaking of the new owner," Bradley said, stretching out, "my contacts say they dropped over $2 billion for the whole island. Can you imagine?" I could. I'd written the checks myself. "Your sister could have afforded a place here if she hadn't blown her money on that startup," Amanda said wistfully. "Now she'll never get in. Such a shame." My phone buzzed a third time. "Final contract signed. Press release approved. Announcement set for 9 a.m. tomorrow. More towels." Amanda snapped her fingers. "And fix the beach chairs. We're hosting guests for sunset drinks." I headed to the storage room, passing a framed photo from their house closing last year. They'd been so smug, certain they'd cemented their status among the island's elite. Tomorrow they'd discover their savvy investment was a mere speck in my massive acquisition, that their mocked sister now owned not just a house, but the entire island. For now, I adjusted my hat and grabbed the towels. The help still had duties to perform. My phone lit up again. "Miss Chin, the governor wants to personally greet you on St. Marie. Shall we schedule a meeting tomorrow?" I typed back swiftly. "After the announcement. Ensure the photographers are ready. I want my family's reaction when they realize who's been pouring their drinks." Amanda's voice drifted over. "Hurry with those towels. The help is so slow to grasp simple orders." I smiled, gathering the linens. Soon, they'd know exactly who they'd been ordering around. Soon, their precious high society would learn the billionaire next door had been hiding in plain sight. But for now, I had towels to deliver and drinks to serve. Good help, after all, was so hard to come by, especially when it owned the island. The next morning, I prepared breakfast as usual, overhearing the news on their terrace TV. Amanda and Bradley sat, oblivious to their maid's true identity, awaiting the governor's announcement. "Breaking news from St. Marie," the anchor declared. "Governor Fipe will speak in 5 minutes about the historic $2 billion island acquisition." Finally, Amanda clapped. "Bradley, turn it up." I set their croissants and coffee down, positioning myself perfectly for the moment about to unfold. "And Elena," Amanda said with a dismissive wave. "Stay out of sight when our neighbors arrive. They're coming for the announcement, and we don't need the help crowding the terrace. Of course, madam, I replied, glancing at my phone's countdown timer. 3 minutes until everything changed. The neighbors trickled in. The elite crowd Amanda had worked so hard to impress. They clustered around the TV. Champagne flutes poised to toast the island's new owner. I hear they're a tech genius, one woman murmured. Built some groundbreaking AI system. Bradley snorted. Probably another awkward brainiac who'll hide away. Not like us proper residents who know how society works. My phone buzzed. Governor ready, cameras in place. The TV cut to Governor Phipe at his podium, my company's logo slowly fading in behind him. Amanda froze mid-sip. Wait, isn't that? Good morning, Phipe began. Today is a historic day for St. Marie. I'm thrilled to announce the island's acquisition by Chin Global Technologies, led by its visionary founder, Sarah Chin. I removed my hat and sunglasses as my photo flashed on screen. Amanda's champagne flute slipped, shattering on the marble. Elena? Bradley choked. Actually, I said, smoothing my uniform. It's Sarah Chin. But you knew that, didn't you, dear brother-in-law? The terrace descended into chaos. Gasps, whispers, Amanda's polished facade crumbling. This is impossible, she whispered. You're the maid. No. I corrected as my real staff stepped forward from their posts around the house. I'm your landlord. Well, the island's owner, to be precise. Bradley stumbled upright. But your little startup? Chin Global Technologies. I raised an eyebrow. The AI firm valued at $30 billion, the one you called my little computer project last Christmas. On the TV, Phipe continued. Miss Chin's vision for St. Marie includes a state-of-the-art tech hub, sustainable development, and a full infrastructure overhaul. You've been serving us drinks, Amanda said faintly. Cleaning our pool. Market research, I shrugged. I wanted to see how the island's elite treated their staff. Very revealing. My assistant stepped forward, tablet in hand. Miss Chin, the contractors are ready to start island-wide renovations. Shall we begin with the beach house sector? Amanda's head jerked up. What beach house sector? This one. I gestured at their cherished property. Your house sits on what will become our innovation campus. But don't worry, our resident relocation program has arranged alternative accommodations. Relocation. Bradley sputtered. You can't just check your purchase contract's fine print on future development rights, I said. I nodded to my assistant. Show them the plans. Holographic blueprints lit up the terrace, their beloved beach house morphing into a cutting-edge tech center. But our investment, Amanda whispered. You'll be fairly compensated, I assured her. Though with current market values, finding another property here might be tricky. Pity. The neighbors watched in stunned silence as their social king and queen were outplayed by the sister they'd dismissed as the help. Your belongings will be packed and moved to a mainland hotel by tonight, my assistant said. Unless you'd prefer the staff quarters. I hear they're quite suitable for those who know their place. Amanda's face fell as her own words were turned against her. Development starts tomorrow, I said briskly. Proper investments wait for no one. Bradley's phone buzzed wildly, likely his sources finally realizing who'd bought the island. Why? Amanda asked softly. Why pose as the maid? I picked up a fallen flute, wiping it with my uniform cloth. You never looked beneath the surface. You saw a maid, so I played one. Just like you saw a failing startup, so I let you believe it. My staff began replacing their family photos with Chin Global's development plans. The governor's waiting to meet you properly, my assistant reminded me. Of course. I turned to my stunned family. I'd say make yourselves at home, but, I smiled faintly. This isn't your home anymore. It's my company's future. As I walked away, Amanda whispered to Bradley, all this time we had her cleaning our pool. No. I called back without turning. All this time, I was buying your pool, your house, and your island. The cleaning was just market research. 1 month later, I sat in my new office, the transformed top floor of what was once Amanda and Bradley's beach house. The infinity pool now overlooked a bustling construction site, where our tech campus was reshaping St. Marie's skyline. Miss Chin, my assistant said, entering with a tablet. Your sister and brother-in-law are here. They've been waiting at the mainland office for 2 hours. I glanced at the security feed. Amanda's resort chic was gone, replaced by business attire. Bradley's confident stride was now a nervous shuffle. Send them up, I said, turning back to the development plans. And bring the property portfolios. When they entered, their eyes widened at the office's transformation. No more antiques or tasteful decor, just cutting-edge tech and screens displaying our global operations. Sarah, Amanda began, then stopped, staring at the view from what was once her terrace. Please sit, I said, gesturing to modern chairs placed exactly where their chaise lounges once stood. I assume this isn't a social visit. We've been trying to reach you, Bradley said, about our situation. Ah, yes. I pulled up their file on a holographic display. The mainland hotel must feel different from your beach house. Amanda winced. We've had offers from other islands, but none as prestigious as St. Marie, I said. Especially now that it's becoming the Caribbean's tech hub. My phone buzzed with updates on our latest innovations. The island's transformation was ahead of schedule. Your relocation compensation was generous, I reminded them. Above market value. It's not about the money, Amanda blurted. This was our home. No, I said gently. It was your investment, one that fit into my broader plans. My assistant returned with more files. The Singapore tech team is ready for your call, Miss Chin. And the governor asked about next week's Innovation Summit. Schedule both, I nodded. And bring the development renders. Bradley leaned forward. Sarah, about how we treated you. You mean having me scrub your pool, serve your drinks, sleep in the staff quarters? I smiled faintly. Valuable market research. It showed me how the island's elite view their community. The screens around us showcased the island's transformation. Smart city infrastructure rising from pristine beaches, sustainable tech centers replacing old resorts. We didn't know, Amanda whispered. You didn't ask, I replied. Too busy mocking my little computer project to see it was reshaping global tech. My phone lit up. Time magazine confirmed a cover story, St. Marie, Silicon Valley of the Caribbean. Your latest startup investment failed, Bradley tried. We could help you rebuild. I laughed softly, pulling up Chin Global's market valuation. That failed investment just boosted our value by another $1 billion. The acquisition was announced this morning. Their faces fell as billions in assets scrolled past. Their beach house a mere speck in my corporate empire. So why are you really here? I asked, though I knew. Amanda squared her shoulders. We want to stay on the island. I see. I pulled up another hologram. And what would you contribute to our tech hub? Besides social status that's now irrelevant. We could learn, Bradley said quickly. Adapt. We have experience in treating staff like servants, dismissing innovation as beneath you. I stood, walking to the window. St. Marie was no longer about social prestige. It was about building the future. Below, construction hummed. Their exclusive beach club was now a quantum computing center, the tennis courts becoming sustainable energy labs. There might be a place for you, I said at last. Entry-level roles in our community relations team. With training, of course. Starting from the bottom. Entry-level? Amanda whispered. Unless you'd prefer the staff quarters, I said with a smile. I hear they're suitable for those who know their place. My assistant added. The positions include basic mainland housing, nothing like your beach house but fine for junior staff. Take time to consider, I said professionally. The old St. Marie is gone. Can you adapt to the new one? As they turned to leave, Amanda paused. The maid's uniform, was any of it real? The uniform was borrowed, I said. The lessons about power, privilege, and perspective, those were invaluable. After they left, I returned to my plans. Below, the island transformed, just as I'd envisioned while scrubbing their pool and serving their drinks. My phone buzzed one final time. Forbes cover confirmed, the maid who bought the island, tech's greatest undercover boss story. I smiled, recalling Amanda's words about the help knowing their place. I knew mine. It just happened to be owning the entire island.